Hey guys, what's up? It's JRP77 from JG Games. In this tutorial, we are going to be making a health bar. So in the last tutorial, we made it to where we could switch between our ranged weapon and our melee weapon. In this tutorial, we are going to be making it so that we can see how much health we have without having to look at the console. So let's go into Unity and let's go ahead and get started. You'll see that the scene is the complete same as it was in the last tutorial. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Game Object, UI, Slider. This slider is going to be how we manage our health. It's a very simple way to make something scale up and down without having to do that much work. This is just a very simple way to do it. So now we got this, let's go ahead and position this into our scene. I don't really want it in the middle of the scene though. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this square up here while selecting the slider, and we'll click on it, and I'm gonna hold Shift and Alt, and I'm gonna select this square at the bottom left-hand corner. Anywhere on the square is fine, just so long as it's inside this thin gray outline. I'm gonna click on it right there, and that will lock it to the bottom of our scene. So basically what this is doing is this is locking the slider to the bottom left-hand corner of our screen, so that no matter how big the window gets, or how wide the window gets, it will always stay right there. There's a couple things we need to do here. First of all, that's way too small, so I'm gonna set the scale to 3x3. And now that we've got that, we need to delete some stuff from our regular slider parent object. So I'm gonna open up this, and I'm gonna delete the handle slide area. That area is what allows the slider to go forwards and backwards. So basically the player could give himself more health, which would be a really cool idea for a game. And we also need to delete the background. This is just personal preference. I think that thing is really annoying, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. You don't have to get rid of it, but I just think it kind of gets in the way of everything. So now let's change the color of it, because right now it's this blend white color, and that'll blend in with the skybox a lot. So I'm gonna go to fill area, and I'm gonna click on this fill, and on the color, I'm gonna change this to a lightish blue color. Now I get it, that could blend in a lot, so we're gonna make it a little bit darker, so that it kind of stands out from the rest of the scene. And now that we got that, let's go to our slider and make some changes. First of all, we want to uncheck interactable. Now we have gotten rid of the handle area. This interactable, unchecking it, basically is just a security measure so that the player can't really add more health to himself. So now we're going to the bottom section. Now here we need to change a couple of these things. First of all, we need to click whole numbers. This is going to allow us to either have 1 or 0 health. We're only taking away health in units of 1 or greater. We're not taking away 0.4 or 0.7. And then we need to also set max value to 50. The reason I'm doing this at 50 is so that it has a long way to go. Because if I set this to 5 right now, you'll notice that it's really ragged, and it looks like you don't actually have that much health. So that he has an ample time, and it looks a lot smoother. So now if we've changed it here, we also need to change it on our player stats script. So I'm going to go up to the rigid body FPS controller where we put it, and I'm going to change health to 50. Now that we've got that, we can go ahead and start writing our script. So I'm just going to right click, create C# script, and I'm going to call this HUD. This is just going to be where we put all of our UI stuff for our player, like ammo and stuff. That'll come though. So now I'm going to double click on this to open this in Visual Studio. Now inside of here, let's delete everything. So I'm just going to delete the void, start, and update functions. I like doing this because it allows us to have a clean slate. You don't have to do that though. So now we've got all of our import statements up here. We need to add onto this. We need to add onto this by writing using Unity engine.ui. This will allow us to access sliders in our variables. So we can now add a slider as a public variable. Speaking of sliders, let's go ahead and create a public slider variable. So I'm going to create a public slider, and I'm going to call this health. Then I'm going to create a public player stats referencing our script, and I'm going to call this player. Now because we've got this, we also need to have a variable for our health. Now you could do this in a function, but I prefer to do it as a private variable. So we're going to create a new private int called _health. Now if you watch my C# naming conventions tutorial, you'll know that private variables are supposed to have an underscore at the beginning of it so that it helps you organize it. That's just my personal preference, and that's just the naming convention, but you don't really have to do this. It doesn't really make that big of a difference. So now that we've got this, let's go ahead and create a void update function. This function updates every frame, I guess. Now inside of here, we need to first get the health. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write _health is equal to player.health. Now this health variable isn't referencing the slider, it's actually referencing our health variable that we have on our player stats script. So now that we've got that, all we need to do is write health.value is equal to _health. This will set the value of health to the value of the slider. So if we go to Unity and we go to the slider, you'll notice that this is value. So this is what we're referencing right here. So now that we got that, I'm going to save this script and I'm going to jump back into Unity and let's go ahead and test this out. So this actually needs to be on a neutral object. The script, the way we've designed it, needs to be on an object that isn't on the canvas. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to go create empty in our hierarchy and I'm going to drag this out so that it's at the top of our scene because we're going to be using this more later. And I'm going to rename this by clicking on this bar up here and I'm just going to write _GM for game manager. And I'm also going to take it off of the UI layer because it automatically put it in the canvas. Now that we've got that, let's go to HUD and drag it over here. And we're going to drag our slider over to this health. And we're going to drag our player stat script, which is on our rigid body FPS controller, to over there. And it's already done. We've set it up. I'm going to save this scene and I'm going to hit the play button and let's see what happens. So you'll notice that we're currently at full health because our player stat script automatically sets our health to 50. Now, as soon as I render the enemy, the health goes down. And you'll notice that the health continues to go down the more and more I run into the enemy. And you'll also notice that we don't take more damage if we just sit there. So now, I can go all the way down to 0, and then my console says dead. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If this video sucked, you know what to do, but if it didn't, drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Don't forget to check out our website, social media, and merch, as well as our community Discord server. All of those links will be in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.